Hey guys, and welcome to Tasty Tuesday, and today we're going to be making some yummy chocolate chip cookies. So this is the recipe we're going to be following. You need flour, baking soda, salt, butter, sugar, white and brown, vanilla, eggs, and chocolate chips. First we're going to add all of our dry ingredients. So we'll start with our flour, which you will need 2¼ cups. Luckily for me, I only had a 3/4 cups measuring cup available, so I just had to use it 3 times because that's how fractions work. There it is. I couldn't find my spoon at first. So now I added the baking powder. So the recipe actually calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda, but baking soda and baking powder are very similar. So for every teaspoon of baking soda that is required, you would need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's exactly what I did here. And then I added my 1 teaspoon of salt. I like to make sure I close everything up as I go because the last thing I need is for me to hit it and everything falls over. Then I went on a hunt for my whisk and for a second bowl because I will be needing a second bowl in order to mix all of the wet ingredients. And then I mixed it all up and set it aside. So in the wet ingredients, you do need butter that's already softened. When we went to go make it, we realized our butter was a little too hard still. So we decided to just throw it into a cup and put it into the microwave in order to soften it up a bit. So now we went on, my husband helped crack the eggs for me because he has some serious skills. I can't do that with one hand at all, let alone 2 at a time. Then I added my vanilla, which is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk that all up. Then we went on for the sugar, and we were having a little bit of a debate as to exactly how much sugar needed to go into it and how much of each, since it's both white and brown sugar, and we kept kind of getting distracted while we were deciding how much what the recipe required. Finally, we figured it out and we realized it was 3/4 cups. So we added our white sugar, closed it up, and then while I whisked it together, my husband got all the brown sugar ready, but he was a little bit slow. I guess since it's sticky, it was a little difficult for him to fill up the measuring cup. There we go, and then he thought it wasn't enough, so he dropped in another pinch. And we mix that all up. We were going to add the butter, but it was still a little too hot, so we actually put it in the freezer for a little bit to cool down. Because if it's too warm, it'll just cook your eggs, and you don't want that to happen just yet. Finally, our butter was cooled down enough, so we just poured that in and mixed it all up. Unfortunately, since we did microwave it instead of just leaving it out at room temperature, it got a little liquidy, which made the batter a little liquidy, but thankfully my house was really cold and it solidified. Then I don't know what happened, but you're supposed to add your flour mixture that you did earlier into this wet mixture little by little as we mix it up, but that clip got deleted, unfortunately. So then you're just going to get like a spoon or rubber spatula in order to take it off of the whisk and mix it all up into your bowl and fold in your yummy chocolate chips, which is, to me, the best part. So the recipe requires 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I like to do 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1 cup of milk chocolate, just so it's a little bit sweeter. But if you do all milk chocolate or all semi-sweet, it's completely up to you. Or if you like dark chocolate, you can do dark chocolate chips. You can even substitute 1 of the cups of chocolate chips for peanut butter chips, if you prefer that. Then once everything was mixed, I got my pan baking, sprayed it all over my cookie sheets, and was ready to make my cookies. I want to take about a tablespoon, but really fill it in there, and just drop it down into your cookie sheet. And then, like magic, they're all ready. Depending on the size of your cookies, you can either make more or less, and then we put it into an oven that was set to 375 degrees for about 12 minutes or so. The first time they came out, they were a little raw, but we let them cool down for a few minutes. We grabbed our milk, and we headed over to try our cookies. They were really soft and kind of broke apart once I got a piece and tried it. It was super good. My husband agreed too. Then we grabbed our cookies and went to watch some anime since we finished out our night. So thank you guys so much for baking cookies with us, and chocolate chip cookies at that. So I hope to see you next time on Tasty Tuesday. We'll see what we want to make next week. Go ahead and leave some comments. Make sure to follow and subscribe. Tell us what you want to see us make. And make sure to check us out on Instagram too.